What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And I know you're going to get mad at me right off the jump because we're talking about the border once again. But we've got an insane article coming from BBC, a highly partisan left-wing activist organization, if you will. It's not really a news site. Most of these places aren't news sites. They're camouflaged as news sites, but they are activist organizations outright. Check this out, y'all. U.S. universities warn foreign students on Trump immigration crackdown. Now, right off the jump, you might think, oh my God, this is crazy. What are they doing? But when you think about that for a second, hang on. So we know for a fact that a lot of students, a lot of people from all across the world come to the United States to go to university. Actually, they do that. Lots of them. And what do they do to come in? Did you think these people come across the southern border illegally and then find their way up to MIT or Yale or Harvard or any of these other colleges? I mean, does anybody think that happens? No. So why would they warn them about a Trump immigration crackdown? Right? These students that come in, they get student visas. So they're here legally. So you can't get deported unless you commit a crime or you do something wrong or your visa runs out. Then it's the same thing as coming across that southern border without a visa. You're here illegally if you overstay your visa. But, it's really easy. You could just go right down to an office and, renew your visa if you're still here going to college. Hey, and while you're here, if you want to become a U.S. citizen, you get a fast track right up to U.S. citizenship. As a matter of fact, they make it a lot easier for somebody that comes in on a student visa to be able to become a citizen. They make it much more easy for these people, as a matter of fact, because you're already here, you're already in the country legally, and you're learning at our college. They want you here. We want the world's brightest and best to come to this country. Hey, melt right into this pot. And because we love our diversity, right? And we do. In all seriousness, we do love our diversity, right? They say it's a strength. Whatever. I don't care about they say. A lot of right-wing pundits say, oh, diversity is not a strength. Yeah, I don't know about that. It kind of is. Because when you get your best and brightest to come into this country, it helps shape our nation for the better. That's what I think, at least. I love diversity myself. I'm diverse. I'm like 13% Jewish, 2% African descent, as a matter of fact. Like 40-something% Irish. Yeah, I got German. I've got all kinds of stuff. I'm one of the most diverse human beings on this planet. Right? I'm 13% Jewish, for crying out loud. So that means I'm 13% oppressed. Actually 15% because I'm 2% of African descent. I don't know where that comes from. But that's what my DNA says. So I'm a very diverse person. And I can almost guarantee you, right, just like with anybody else in this country, if you go get your DNA checked and scanned and do whatever they do with the doodly diddles on the DNA, I bet you'll be a diverse person too. You'll have a lot of French, German, Irish, Italian, all kinds of stuff in you. You might even have it a little bit Asian in you, and you not even know it, for crying out loud. Yeah, the Asians love to spread their seed all over the place, but we're getting way off topic here. Let's get back into this right quick. U.S. universities have been emailing international students and staff advising them to return to campus before President-elect Donald Trump takes office in January amid concerns over his plans for mass deportations. I wonder why that is. This is crazy. They're calling for the staff and students to come back into the country. Why? If you have a visa to be in this country, there should be zero problems getting you back into this country. But once again, every accusation is a confession. Democrats always project onto Republicans, right? And it happens in reverse as well. But Democrats do this constantly. It's stories like this that they put out there. This is just fake news. It's all this is, right? Making people think, oh, well, Donald Trump's going to deport people, the students that come here to learn. Oh, look at Hitler. Look at Hitler. That's all this is about, y'all. And once you understand the context, reading this article out is pretty crazy, y'all. All international students are worried right now, University of Colorado Denver professor Chloe East told the BBC. I highly doubt that. I doubt any students, if they know what's actually going on, if they know how visas work, which if you're a citizen of another country and you got a student visa to come to this country, you know exactly how this system works. You know exactly what's going on. You know that you have every single right as an American citizen in this country if you're here on a student visa. Like, why would they tell people, oh, you better come back into the country? This makes absolutely no sense. But to the common layperson that doesn't know much about this, they read this article and they're like, holy crap, Donald Trump's going to deport students? What a terrible guy. Trump, a Republican, has pledged to enact the largest deportation operation in history and use the U.S. military to help. More than 400,000 undocumented students are enrolled in U.S. higher education, according to the Higher Ed Immigration Portal. That's not true. That is absolutely not true. That is a total lie, because for the simple fact, you can't come into this country and enroll in college if you're a criminal alien. All right, and that's the people that are getting deported, is criminal aliens. If you come into this country on a student visa, you're not a criminal alien. There is a major difference to that. Now they're trying to get out there and say, oh, he's going to deport migrants. People that are citizens of this country just because you migrated here. That's what they're conflating. They constantly conflate. They never say illegal migrants. They'll say undocumented citizens, which could mean that you're here on a visa, because technically that would fall under that category. But you're not undocumented technically when you get into it, because you have a visa. That means you are allowed in this country. These people are insane. They give out travel visas all the time. All the freaking time. They're just trying to fearmonger. And I don't know exactly who they're pandering to here, but they've got to be some really low IQ people to buy into this garbage. Officials in Trump's incoming administration have suggested they will build vast holding facilities for the undocumented immigrants on the deportation list. Notice, on the deportation list. That means you have to be on that list first. His incoming border czar, Tom Homan, has said violent criminals and national security threats will take priority for removal from the country, but that has not yet allayed concerns in higher education. Right. Now they're finally getting to some sanity in this. Finally getting to some sanity. But hang on. They're trying to tell you outright that these students are still worried. But they're telling you that they shouldn't be worried. But that has not allayed concerns in higher education. You love how they phrase these things. They're just, it's so funny to read and break these articles down. That's why I love doing this, y'all. But for some reason, it's either YouTube or people just don't care to watch this channel for some reason. So I would suggest to you, do me a favor and smash that like button for me so we can spread the message on how you guys are being manipulated by the corporate press. Smash that like button for me if you don't mind. Do it right now. We'll take a pause for the calls. And if you're new around here, subscribe to this channel. I would greatly appreciate that. And hey, if you want to, I would also greatly appreciate if you share this video anywhere and everywhere you can. Students are incredibly overwhelmed and stressed out right now as a result of the uncertainty around immigration, Professor East told the BBC. And why is that? Because they're getting fed fake news. That's why. It's just so crazy. A lot of students have concerns about their visas and whether they'll be allowed to continue their education. Now, once again, like I was saying earlier, when you get this visa, all this is explained to you. So anybody with a visa knows that as long as they don't overstay that visa, right? If you don't renew your visa, if you're still a student here and you're here illegally, then yes, you do. Right? In which case, why would you do that intentionally? That makes no sense. In November, the University of Massachusetts issued a travel advisory to its international students and faculty, encouraging them to strongly consider returning to campus from winter break before Trump takes office on 20 January. I don't know why they say that. Like, quick question for the comment section. Why do some people say on 5 May instead of the 5th of May? Like, wouldn't that be the correct way to say it? The 5th day of May instead of on 5 May? That makes no sense to me. Do not understand why people say it that way. Just, quick, if you want to answer that, please do. If you know. Because it's confusing to me, as a matter of fact, why people do that. Based on previous experience with travel bans, oh, here we go, that were enacted in the first Trump administration in 2016. Fake news. Donald Trump didn't take office until January 20th, 2017. The Office of Global Affairs is making this advisory out of an abundance of caution, the college said. An abundance of caution. Trump signed an executive order during his first week in the White House in 2017. Now they fixed it, banning nationals of several predominantly Muslim nations, as well as North Korea and Venezuela, from visiting the U.S. during his first presidency. He also proposed some limitations on student visas. Yes, as a matter of fact, because we have terrorists that hate the United States and would love nothing other than to come in and just cause chaos in this country. We know this. And that's what they're trying to stop. It's not a total Muslim ban. Even though that's what they tried to say. Oh, Trump put a Muslim ban. You can't travel to this country. Ridiculous. If you look at it, it's not. As a matter of fact. The Massachusetts MIT and Wesleyan University have also issued travel advisories urging students and staff to return to the U.S. before Inauguration Day. At Yale University, the Office of International Students and Scholars hosted a webinar this month fielding concerns from students about potential immigration policy shifts, the student newspaper reported. This includes foreign-born students who are protected by the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals policy, which has nothing to do with if you're a student and you get a student visa and come to this country to go to college. DACA has nothing to do with that. Trump has attempted to end the Obama-era program, which shielded over 500,000 migrants who came to the U.S. as children from deportation. Professor East said students from Asia, particularly China, are feeling uncertainty about U.S.-China relations under Trump. So what? If you have a visa, a student visa, you have nothing to worry about. Maida, an international student from Japan studying at Earlham College in India, is among those with concerns about her academic future. I'm planning to graduate in May 2026, but now the administration is going to be a little bit more dangerous. I'm less hopeful about things going well, she said. Well, look, I can put all your concerns at ease. You're fine. Nothing bad is going to happen to you as long as you don't overstay that visa. Make sure you go renew it if it runs out. But you got to be a student. Just go ahead and file for citizenship while you're here. Trump claims that he is only interested in keeping illegal immigrants out of the country, but he also kind of tries to move the goalposts a lot of times. Maida continued. Okay, so now we have just an activist, somebody that doesn't know what she's talking about, because you can't just go deporting people that are here legally. I'm sorry, unless they commit a crime or they do something they're not supposed to do with their visa, yeah, you have no worries. None whatsoever. He wants to stop the criminal activity coming across that southern border. has nothing to do with students. Nothing whatsoever. But, don't let the corporate press tell you, because they'll tell anybody and everybody that, oh, Trump will deport U.S. citizens if he doesn't like them. Oh, he's going to deport MSNBC. Everybody at MSNBC and CNN and all these other places he doesn't like, because they get fake news. He can't do that. Nobody can do that. If you're a U.S. citizen, it's impossible to deport you, even if you were a migrant. Right? If you're nationalized, in other words, yeah, you ain't got nothing to worry about. If you're here on a visa and you don't commit any crimes, you don't do nothing wrong, you don't do anything you're not supposed to do, you cannot be deported. Yeah, that's right. So none of these people have any worries about, but the corporate press, they don't care about that. They're going to put out this big giant concern. Like, no, why don't you put out the news? Why don't you dispel these rumors and dispel these theories? Because they know damn good and well that Trump can't deport U.S. citizens or somebody here on a student visa or travel visa or anything like that if they haven't committed any crimes. That's the key part. As long as you don't do anything to break the law, you have nothing to worry about. But, the corporate press, they're just going to manipulate the crap out of you and just go ahead and publish this article. Oh, they're scared about getting deported, just to make average, everyday Americans think that Donald Trump is going to go around deporting people who are here legally. It's insane what these people do. It's just damaging to our country. It's damaging to their own reputation, especially when somebody that knows a little bit about what they're talking about reads this and is like, this is just utter ridiculousness. Because that's all it is, y'all. Utter ridiculousness. Yeah, it's just insane what they do. This is why I love this, man. I love doing this. I wish I could do this as a job, but for some reason, YouTube doesn't want me to do this as my job. I don't know why, but it's whatever when it comes to me. I'm going to keep doing what I do because I love doing this. I didn't know I loved doing it until I started doing it. It's weird, huh? It's weird how that works out. But I think I went on for long enough on this one. I made my point quite clear. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section, because I'd be interested to know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, if you will, about any of this that we discussed. I'd be willing to answer any questions you guys may have. But let me know what you feel about this. How manipulative is it to print an article like this? Like they know they're lying. That's what I don't get. They know they're freaking lying. They're just twisting the facts around by not telling you that he can't do this, that you have no worries, right? Even if the students do have genuine concerns because they may not know any better. It's just absurd for them not to dispel those rumors within the article. It's just insane to me. There was nothing of the sort in that article. It's just all fear-mongering, and that's it. Just fear-monger, fear-monger, fear-monger. But y'all let me know what y'all think. That's all I got for this one. Y'all don't forget to smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you're new around here. And share this video anywhere and everywhere you can. I would greatly appreciate all of those things. That would be great, y'all. I really do appreciate y'all. But that's all I got for this one. I want to thank y'all for watching. And y'all try to have a good day and stay legitical. Peace.